I hope everyone can able to see my screen.
It's now showing, Miss Rin.
Yes.
Maybe either Tony or Thea can take up a control. People are in here then waiting in the lobby. Please admit them. Thank you. So very good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome. So you're all here for the Gen AI Masterclass. I'm thrilled to see so many of you interested in this transformative field. My name is Renika and I'll be kicking off our session today. So this masterclass will now be a comprehensive 2-hour session. I'm delighted to announce that I am joined by my expert co-trainer, Ms. Sunita, and I'll be leading you through the first 60 minutes. We will build a strong foundation together, understanding a comprehensive exploration of the technology reshaping our digital future. So we will cover what Gen AI is, how the core technology works, and its real world applications. And also we'll be trying to understand what are the critical ethical considerations we need to be aware of. So then for the second hour, I'll hand over the session to Ms. Sunita. She'll be leading you through the prompt engineering. It's a combination of theory and practical, hands-on. She will be deep dive into the arts and science of prompt engineering. So, which is an absolutely essential skill for getting most of these powerful tools. So, our collective goal here is to, like in the 2 hours, is to ensure you walk away with a solid understanding of both the immense opportunities and the important challenges of Gen AI. Right. So we both encourage you to actively participate. So feel free to ask your questions throughout the entire masterclass. So let's get started. Can I get a quick thumbs up? All set to go? Right. All right. So let's quickly walk through our agenda. So to make sure like we have a clear path for our session today, let's quickly have a look at our journey. We will start with the foundations, looking at the fundamentals and the brief impact history of Gen AI. Next, we will be dive into the technology, exploring what's happening under the hood of these powerful models. From there, we will move to applications, discovering the incredible real-world implementation. So we are already seeing across various industries. Well, let's try to understand how we are going to apply this Gen AI across industries. We will then get with tools and hands-on, where we look at specific platforms. We will guide you through a short, practical exercises. Finally, we will look ahead to the future impact, analyzing how this technology is set to transform your career as well as it will help us to transform the organization as well. So we at the end we will be wrapping up everything with a open Q&A, and I will share some excellent resources for your continued learning. Okay, at the end I will share. So let's start with a core question. What exactly is Gen AI? So at its heart, Gen AI refers to a system that can create a brand new content that didn't exist before. So we are talking about text, we are talking about images, musics, computer codes, and much more. So all generated by the AI itself. So this is a fundamental departure from foundational, or we can call it as a traditional artificial intelligence. So for years, AI has been excellent at analysis and prediction. A traditional AI could look at a million photos of animals, and that kind of an AI will help us to, learn to classify a new photo as a cat or dog. But a generative AI can be asked to create a picture of cat wearing a spacesuit, or it will produce an entirely a new image. So it is not going to learn from the existing DB to come up with some solution, right? So that is a difference between classifying pattern and creating something novel based on those patterns. So how does it do this? So these models are trained and absolutely a massive data sets. They learn the deep underlying pattern. They learn the deep underlying styles, the structures, and the relationship within the data. Then, when given a prompt, they use that learned knowledge to generate a new content that is statistically consistent with what it was trained on. So it is not copying, it is just creating the thing. So that's it about like what is Gen AI. And let's try to understand why it feels like the technology appeared overnight. Right? Let us try to understand the evolution of generative AI. It's been a building for about a decade. So this timeline shows an incredible accelerations we have witnessed. Our story really kicks off between 2014 to 2016 with the introduction of GAN, Generative Adversarial Networks. So this was a breakthrough by Ian Goodfellow that allowed AI to generate some realistic images for the first time, setting the stage for tools like a Mid-Journey. Then from 2017 to 2019, the game changed again with the arrival of the transformer architecture. So this new model revolutionized how AI processes languages, leading directly to the development of first GPT model and BERT, right? And the period 2020 to 2021 is when we saw an explosion of creativity. Models like GPT-3, DALI, Mid-Journey burst onto the scene. So these kind of models will demonstrate the capabilities that were previously, previously science fictions. Of course, 2022 to 2023 was the tipping point. This is when Chatgpt and GPT-4 were released, bringing generative AI out of the research labs and into the hands of millions, creating massive mainstream awareness. And that's bring us today, 2024 and beyond, where the focus is on multimodal models that can seamlessly understand and that has the capability to generate a text, generate images, audios, and even videos all at once. So in just 10 years, we have gone from niche research tools to a global applications. It is like a pace of innovation, unlike almost anything we have seen before, right? So how GenAI works? Let us try to demystify the process a bit. While it is an incredibly complex, I will try to break down into four high levels. So it all starts with the first part, like a training data. So we are talking about a massive internet scale data set of text, images, codes, or whatever the content it could be, the model will work with, right? This training data is fed into a neural network. So these are complex brain inspired computing architecture. So we are trying to mimic like a human. Human has many neurons to interconnect to perform certain kind of function. In the same way, it's like a brain inspired computing architecture with the transformer, with the transformer being the uh, most common one today for languages, right? Inside the network, the model performs a pattern recognition. That is our third one. So it meticulously identify the statistical relationship, the rules of grammar, the artistic styles, and some kind of a logical structure across billions or even trillions of parameters. Finally, this leads to a content generation. When you give it a prompt, the model doesn't think in a human sense. Instead, it calculates the most probable sequence of words, or it could be if you're sharing an images, even it has a probability to calculate the most probable pixels or even notes to produce as a response based on the pattern it learned. So while we often use words like creativity or imagination, that will describe the output. So it is essential to remember the underneath. It's truly a sophisticated pattern recognition and statistical prediction on a massive scale, right? So that's how a GenAI works. I just wanted to break down into a four high level training data. First, we need to train. Then the training data is fed into a neural network. It acts like a brain, and there is a transformer as a thing will help us to recognize some kind of a pattern or logical structures across. I mean, there are across millions and trillions of parameters is utilized to identify the statistical relationship using pattern recognition. And finally, this leads to content generation, right? So inside a language model, how transformer looks, as we discussed in the previous slide, one of the concept is transformer. So how the, I mean, whether it is worth spending a moment on why it was such a breakthrough. Let us try to understand the transformer. This is a transformer architecture. Before transformer, AI model processed a language sequentially, meaning like a word by word. Think of reading a sentence one word at a time and trying to remember the beginning by the time you reach the end, right? It's difficult. It's difficult and the context is easily lost. So the transformer architecture changed everything by allowing the model to process all the words in a sequence at the same time. Crucially, it uses a mechanism called attention. So which allows us to weigh the importance of every other word in the sequence when interpreting a specific word. Right? For example, in the sentence, like the bank of the river is a good place for a picnic. So the attention mechanisms helps the model to understand that bank relates to river and not a financial institutions, something like that. So this ability to understand the context over a long passage is precisely what gives a modern model like a Chatgpt, or either it could be a Gemini or Claude or Copilot. So their remarkable coherence and fluency is based on the modern models, right? So it was the key uh, that unlocked the next level of AI's performance. So what can these models can actually do? Let us try to understand the major generative AI capabilities. So the capabilities are expanding rapidly, but they generally falls into these three, sorry, not three. I mean, these are the major categories, the one I highlighted. The first one is text generation. This is the most familiar one. It's about like creating human-like text, like from drafting emails, uh, from writing an article, complex. I mean, we are just writing an articles to writing a complex computer code. Think GPT-4, Claude, and Llama, right? Image generation. Here, the AI creates the visuals from a text description. You can ask for anything from a photorealistic landscape to a logo design. So we have a DALI, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusions are the leaders here, right? And third, we have an auto generation. Like this is rapidly emerging frontier. We now have models that are some to generate a realistic speech, create some virginal music, or even it will produce a short video clips from a simple text prompt, right? And then code generation. For developers, this is a massive productivity boost. AI can write, AI can debug, even AI can explain code in numerous programming languages. And finally, like we have a multimodal models. So these are systems like Gemini, GPT-4V that can process and generate a mix of content types. So you can give them an image and ask questions about it, or you have them turn a document into a presentation. So this is where the future is heading, right? So these are the, I mean, like the major categories that falls under the, I mean, the Gen AI capabilities, like text generation, image generation, audio and video generation. Even it helps the developers to write a code, like a code generation. And finally, we have a multimodal models like Gemini, GPT-4, or that can process any kind of, I mean, like it helps us to generate a mix of content types. Okay, theory is one thing, but the real excitement is in the applications. How GenAI is helping the industries across various industries. So GenAI is not a future technology; it's already delivering a value across nearly every business function. Let's look at a few examples. In marketing, teams are using it to generate a personalized and copy at scale to brainstorm entire campaigns, right? So I've given like ad campaign, personalized content, social media management, even product description and catalogs. For customer experience, it's a powering intelligent chatbot that can provide 24/7 support, right? And it helps us to create some interactive shopping assistance, right? In product development, it uses for rapid prototyping, and also even it generates code, documentation. Drastically, it is speeding up the innovation cycles. And if you look at the operation side, think of the hours saved by having an AI. So that can summarize a long document, draft emails, or do the initial review of a legal contract, right? So, and it's even transforming functions like even for HR and the finance, right? So from optimizing a job description to enhancing a fraud detection, even if you want to detect any fraudulent activity or research report generation, risk assessment, even for the financial team, This will help us to optimize the process, and also it will help us to generate a research reports. The common threads here is the augmentation. AI is becoming a co-pilot for productivity and the creativity in the business world, right? So it supports many, and that is no hard and fast rule to stick with a specific department. It is working across various sectors. Okay, let's talk about the tool that most of us are familiar with, ChatGPT, right? It is a fantastic example of a large language model, or we can call it as LLM. But what makes it feel so different? There are few key factors. It's conversational interface remembrance, like the context of your dialogue, making it feel more like a real conversation. Crucially, it was trained using a technique called reinforcement learning from human feedback. We call it as RLHF. RLHF stands for reinforcement learning from human feedback. So, which helps, or we can say, which helps aligns its responses with human expectation and values. And it's incredibly versatile. You can ask it to write a poem 1 minute and debug code the next. So, however, for all its power, like it's absolutely what to say, like it's vital to understand its limitation, especially in a professional context. So it has a, if you look at the limitations, knowledge cutoff date, meaning it doesn't know about events that happen after its training data was collected, meaning there is no real time information, right? It can hallucinate, which is a nice way of saying it can make things up and state them confidently. You must fact check critical information. Okay. And most importantly, it has no true understanding. It has no true understanding. It is a pattern matching machine. Despite its human like responses, it doesn't think, feel, or what can we say, or comprehend in a way we do. Understanding the distinction is key here. Like it will look for the grammar check, it will recognize the correlation between a patterns, and that is a key way to use it effectively and responsibly, right? So understanding the distinction is the main key in GNI. So no true understanding despite like human like responses. It can hallucinate. It has knowledge cutoff date. And most importantly, no true understanding. It's like a pattern matching a machine, right? Right. So let us try to understand what is prompt engineering, the new essential skills. So the quality of your output from a generative AI is directly tied to the quality of your input. So this is the art and science of a prompt engineering that is becoming an essential skill. Let's look at four key techniques here. Okay, four key techniques of using a prompt engineering. So be specific and clear. Don't just say write about energy, right? Don't write like in a short note like a write about energy. Instead, give some detailed instruction. For example, write a 500 word blog post about renewable energy for high school students using simple explanations and including three recent innovations. So that level of details gives the AI a clear guardrails, right? So we have given like it's a 500 word. We are restricted to 500 character, and for whom we are creating this, and what kind of things you are required to find the correlation of the patterns. That gives the detailed thing for the AI to give you the clear pictures. And then we have to define the role. Tell the AI what personas to adopt, right? For instance, so this ground its response in a specific context. For instance, as an experienced financial advisor, explain the pros and cons of index funds, right? This will yield a very different result than just asking it to explain funds, right? And we are explaining, we have highlighted the role here, the financial advisor, act like a financial advisor. And then we have to use context and examples. What does it mean, use context and example? This is also known as few shot prompting, meaning if you want a specific style, show it an example of what you want first, then ask it to generate more. Okay. So here is an example of a type of a product description. You can have a look into it. Like a product description, I need so and so. Please create 5 more in this style for the following products. You can list it down, right? Finally, iterate and refine. Don't expect the perfect answer on the first try. Treat it like a conversation. Use follow-up commands like that's a good start. Now make it more concise and use some bulletins or something like that. You have to keep iterating to refine the content. At one go, you could not able to get the proper the response from the AI. So mastering these simple techniques will dramatically improve your results. So start with be specific and clear, define the role, use some context and examples, and finally, iterate and refine. Okay, please don't expect the perfect answer on the first try, right? Keep following up the commands and keep give some a prompt. If you give prompts based on the responses, probably it will give you the concise, the perfect outcome from the model, right? Right. So let us try to understand the ethical consideration and risks. I'm sorry, give me 2 minutes. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry. So next is ethical consideration and risks. So with this incredible power comes significant responsibility. As we integrate AI more deeply into our lives, we must be very clear-eyed about the ethical challenges and risks. So these risks spans a wide spectrum. Let us try to understand from the base level. At the base level, we have issues of data and privacy. So where did this training data come from? And was it used with consent? Like, did we get any consent before, using this data? Okay, that is the base level. So we have issues of data and privacy. Next is bias and fairness. Since these models learn from human generated data, so they can inherit and even amplify historical biases and stereotypes present in this data, right? Then there is a risks of harmful content, meaning like these tools can be used to to generate disinformation, right? So harmful content, and what I'm trying to mean here, like it could able to generate a disinformation, sophisticated scams, or even a political propaganda at an unprecedented scale, right? Zooming out, we see a broad social impact, like the potential for job displacement and increased economic inequality if the benefit of AI are not shared widely. And finally, there are the existential risks that researchers and philosophers discuss, the long-term questions about controlling systems that could one day become more intelligent than us, right? That is an existential risk. So addressing these challenges, it's not just a technical problem, it is a societal one, and our responsibility to manage them grow in a lockstep with the power of these technologies, right? So these are all the ethical consideration and risk. We need to be we must be a clear-eyed about the challenges and risks, right? So I have highlighted the risk span starts from data privacy, bias and fairness, harmful content, societal impacts, and finally there are the existential risks. As discussed, about controlling system, the one day that will become more intelligent than human, right? Right. So, given those risks, in the previous slide we talked about the challenges and the ethical considerations. So, given those risks, how can we move forward responsibly? Right? It requires a deliberate framework. Here are the 5 key pillars for responsible AI. One is transparency, fairness, protection, fairness, transparency, human oversight, and the education. When you talk about protection, this involves implementing safeguards and robust review process to prevent the generation of harmful content, and it will protect the sensitive data, right? And the next is fairness. This means actively we are testing for and we are trying to mitigate the risks using AI system to ensure that they don't uh, gives you the harmful stereotypes, right? And the next is transparency. We need to be very clear when content is AI generated and where possible, how the AI reached its conclusion. Okay, we need to be very clear on that part. Next is human oversight. For high stakes decision, a human must remain in the loop. We should automate the task, not responsibility. Right? We are trying to automate the task. We're trying to reduce the time to prepare a content or to generate a video or to generate an images. We are not just replacing the human here, right? So we should automate the task, not responsibility. And finally, the educations. We must train our teams, we must train our stakeholders on the capabilities, the limitations, and the ethical use of these tools. So, to put this into practice, we should constantly ask ourselves the question, like whatever I have listed here, who benefits, who might be harmed, and how do we verify the output? So, we have to be proactive with these questions. So, being proactive with these questions is the foundation of responsible innovations, right? So to given those risks, we have to move forward responsibility to deliberately framework like whatever I have highlighted. These are the key five key pillars for responsible AI use. Moving to the next slide, the future of work with generative AI. One of the biggest question on everyone's mind is, what does this mean for my job? What does this mean for my job? The future of work is undoubtedly we are being reshaped by AI, but perhaps not in the way like many fear, right? So the dominant narrative is one, a job transformation, not replacement. For most professionals, AI will act as a co-pilot, like meaning it is trying to augment their skills by handling the routines, the repetitive tasks. This frees up humans to focus on what we do best, like a critical thinking, strategical judgment, creativity, and also even building a relationship, right? One is job transformation, not replacement. At the same time, we are seeing entirely a new roles emerging, like the prompt engineering or AI, sorry, prompt engineering, AI trainers, ethics specialists, AI human collaboration managers, and AI auditors are already in high demand, right? So these are all like AI ethics specialist was not a common job title. Today, they are in high demand. This all points to a necessary skills evolution. Moving forward, the most valuable professional skills will be the ability to collaborate effectively with AI, to know which tool to use for this task, for which task, to critically evaluate its output, and to guide moving forward towards a desired goal. So this will become as fundamental as computer literacy is today, right? So the future of work, uh, this is one of the biggest questions that has on everyone's mind, right? So what does this mean for my job? Whether it is going to replace my job or something. So it is going to free up the humans to focus on certain things, right? So this all points to a necessary skills evolution. Okay, before moving on to the next slide, any questions from anyone so far? Any questions? So if any questions, please feel free to ask your questions or put down your questions in the chat window so that we could able to moderate it. And let us try to understand the industries most impacted. While AI's impact will be felt everywhere, some industries are on the front line of this transformation. So this chart will gives you a sense of where the disruption and the value creation potential is highest right now. As at the very top, we use creative or media and software development. This makes sense as these fields are directly involved in the creation of content and the creation of code. So, which are the core responsibilities or core capabilities of today's model, right? So, following closely our knowledge, knowledge work sectors like customer service, marketing, legal, and finance. In these areas, like AI is driving, like customer service, marketing, legal, and healthcare. These areas, right? Uh, every industries like healthcare and manufacturing are seeing a significant impact. Meaning, like AI is driving massively efficiency gain by handling some kind of a research. It has the capability to do some kind of a data analysis and a communicative tasks. Even industries, as we discussed, like a healthcare and manufacturing, are seeing some significant impact from the drug discovery, right? So we discussed earlier to how to optimize the chains and the factory floor plans. So the key takeaway here is that the impact is widespread, but the nature of the impact differ from one industry to the next. So AI will be going to, I mean, this impact will be felt everywhere. Some of the industries, meaning like what I'm trying to convey here, some of the industries are on the front line of this transformation. So this chart will help you or give you the sense of where the disruption and value creation is highest right now, right? Right. So here the potential is clear, but the organizations are ready to capitalize on it. So the data reveals that a fascinating gap between intent and reality, meaning there is a huge adoption intent. A staggering like 85% of executives believe that generative AI will significantly impact their business within the next 2 years. And the motivation is there that companies with mature AI implementations are seeing an average return on investment of nearly 4x. However, there is a major strategic gap, like a 42%. 42% of organizations admit is to having no formal AI governance or no formal implementation strategy. So they are experimenting, but without a plan. And even more critically, there is a skill gap. 67% skill gap. So two-thirds of organizations report a significant AI skill gaps, meaning like they have a significant AI skill shortages in their workforce. So this tells us the biggest barrier to unlocking the value of AI is not the technology itself, it is having the right strategy and the right skill in place to use it effectively. So sessions like this one day, these are all like a first step in closing that gap. All right. So in order to upskill like all kind of a Gen AI things, we have like a prompt engineering, the ethical considerations, all we have to understand before we use that particular thing. So this gives you this potential is clear. Now the organizations are ready to capitalize it, right? So probably like we'll be revealing or we'll be fascinating a gap between intent and reality. So this is like a masterclass. Like I have given like a comprehensive overview of what is GenAI, and our intention is to do some kind of a hands-on related to the prompt. Uh, Before moving on to the next step, like one of our co-trainer, Ms. Sunita, the expert, she'll be giving you like a high-level overview of what is prompt, and followed with that, she'll be doing some hands-on activity related to the prompt engineering. So before moving on to that, so we have covered a tremendous amount of a ground, like meaning like a foundational technology to the practical application, and we talked about some kind of an ethical consideration. Now, I would like to open it up to you. This is your opportunity to ask about anything that is on your mind, whether you have a questions about a specific application or implementation strategies. So whatever questions you have, you can check with me now. So this is like a foundational Gen AI part. Like, and the second off will be covering the prompt engineering. Any questions from anyone? Before moving on to the second off, I just wanted to, as we are trying to wrap up, I just wanted to leave you with some excellent resources to continue your learning journey as the field changes almost daily, right? I highly recommend some of the online courses listed here, particularly from platforms like Deep Learning AI, Microsoft, which offers both technical and business focused tracks. If you prefer reading books, you can look at this Age of AI 2041 10 Visions for Future and the Prompt Engineering for Business by and remain. Most importantly, the best way to learn is by doing. I encourage you to explore the platforms listed here like Chatgpt, Midjourney, Claude, Copilot to get a real feel for their capabilities, right? So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate or to connect with our or touch base with our admin team for further questions. And please um, make a note of our the website link. You can could able to explore a variety of AI related courses like we are delivering. If in case if you really wanted to explore or deep dive into a particular topic, you can touch base with our admin team. Okay. So with this, I will stop and I will hand over the session to Miss Sunita, and she'll be taking it forward. Sunita ma'am, over to you.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Give me 1 minute, please.
Yeah. So may I request everyone to enable your video? We'll take one gallery shot. And we would love to see your faces as well.
I think there is some question on the chat.
Okay, I'm checking it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Aziz. Give me a minute, please. Okay, there is a question related to in terms of the effect of GenAI on its legal industry. Will it also affect the in-house legal operations? And if so, how will it affect the daily operations of legal departments in companies? Okay, yes, GenAI is set significantly impact in-house legal operation just as much, like if not more than um, there are external legal services, right? Like drafting, GenAI can auto generate first drafts of NDA, a service agreement, or even some kind of an employment contract based on company's template, right? Even if you want to, what can I say? Like, even if you want to highlight any deviations from the standard classes, or if you want to suggest some kind of a revision related to CLM, contract life cycle management, then we can use the tools like GPT powered assistants that will support uh, redlining, and it will help us to propose a balanced alternative, meaning like it will reduce your time, it will reduces the legal risks, and also it will speed up the deal cycles. And even if you want to summarize any case law or regulations or something, then GenAI can quickly summarize it. It can also what can I say, like simulate possible outcomes of legal scenarios, like a manual. Instead of doing, sometimes we will be taking time to do some kind of manual research, right? So for that, there are many things to do with, like even if you want to monitor some compliance and regulatory, or even if you want to do some kind of automation, like chatbots, right? So AI chatbot can help us to use this vendor template. So and there are many things this AI tool can integrate. Even you can integrate your AI tools with platforms like Salesforce, Microsoft 365, or even HR systems to auto flag the legal consideration. So legal become more embedded in business workflow, right? So that becomes a real-time strategic partner to all the business units. And of course, we do have some challenges and consideration. When we talk about a data confidentiality, in-house team needs AI tool to operate within secure environment, right? Because it is not going to review like a human for accuracy or appropriateness. There could be some biasness would be there, hallucinations would be there. Like we need to review for accuracy. So that is the only thing. So it is not going to replace in-house legal team completely, but it will augment them to shift your focus from actual routine to reduce your time. I hope I moderated your questions. Yeah, ma'am. Please take it forward. All right,
Thank
Mr.
you.
All right.
Let me share my screen.
Yes.
I hope you are finding my screen.
Yes, ma'am, we could able to see.
Yeah, thank you. So good morning again, one and all. Nice to see you here. I must appreciate all of you. Today morning you joined for this masterclass session, and congratulations to you all. You spend you're utilizing your time wisely and upskilling yourself. Thank you, one and all, once again joining here. Myself, I am Sunita. Now I am going to discuss about prompt engineering, Chatgpt, and maybe, if possible, if time permits, maybe I can discuss one or two other tools also along with Chatgpt. So, how best we can use these AI tools in our day-to-day work? If I want to interact with one particular tool, how can we interact? What is the medium, and how can we use that way of interaction more efficient? So that is what the topic called prompt engineering. I'm going to discuss about that. And myself, once again, I'm Sunita. I'm head of academia, Generative Academy, and also HRDC accredited trainer and a research scholar doing research on cybersecurity with the deep learning models. And we are going to discuss about ChatGPT, prompt engineering, strategies, techniques, and ethics and pitfalls, and then questions and answers if at all you are wanted to know more about this session. So as you have spent your last 1 hour or 45 minutes of time engaging with learning what exactly is generative AI and how do we use this concept of generative AI in our official space or in our personal space. So once you understand the basic concept of generative AI, then now the next step, what next? What is the tool which is we can use in our, for example, I'm working for a financial domain. So what is the best tool I can use in my workplace to get out of most results out of this particular generative AI concept? So there comes the concept of AI tools like ChatGPT. So that generative AI is nothing but, as you learned just now, it's a large language model which is going to process your inputs and process the text, and you are going to get the outputs. So we have some basic foundation models, and from that foundation models, we got some very beautiful fine-tuned models came into this world, and we are able to use those fine-tuned models, and we are able to see the excellent results in terms of multimodal capabilities. So that we are going to learn one by one. And one more important and interesting fact about this generative AI, why this AI concept has becoming all of a sudden very popular since 2018 onwards. If we really dig into the history of generative AI, 2018 year onwards, this generative AI concept was more into marketplace. Why? Before 2018, doesn't we have AI concept? Yes, we do have. Since 1953 onwards, we do have AI concept, but the particular feature of generative AI, that is generating new content, was not included in the model. That's the reason we were not capable of generating new data. So there comes the small difference between traditional AI and generative AI. Traditional AI, as my colleague rightly shared, traditional AI is capable of, if you are giving a picture, which is a picture is a combination of cats and dogs to the AI model. Traditional model is capable of only bifurcating which is the cat, which is the dog. That's only the capability of traditional AI model. Whereas generative AI, if I wanted to generate a new picture of dog or cat or combination of those, then I can. That is a major difference between traditional AI and generative AI. There comes the popularity for this generative AI, and there comes these all tools nowadays, whatever the tools we are using in this digital era. So most of the cases, we no need to use any code, no need to write any code or any kind of stuff we do in development, software development like that. Just by writing a simple communication to the AI model, you are able to get all these kinds of outputs. So that is the beauty of the generative AI, capability of generative AI. So generative AI, we can work with generative AI in multiple ways. Somebody, maybe today morning you have, you once you reach your office, you are trying to open your system and you are trying to, I saw one message in chat box that somebody is recording this meeting by using read.ai tool. It is AI tool. So here comes the example of how we are using multimodal capabilities of generative AI, right? So read.ai is the tool which somebody is using to record this meeting for getting what is the use of this tool is to get the summary of this meeting. Simply, instead of listening for 2 hours and maybe they are busy with their day-to-day work or something. So finally, they can get the insights of this meeting by using that particular tool. So that is one way we can use capability of generative AI. So you can use for text generation, summarization, insight generation, image generation, audio, video, as already we know, and we are using also. I hope most of us who are present here in this session today, maybe I can say confidently, you are using already multiple AI tools. Am I correct? Can I quickly have a chart in chat box? What are the AI tools you are using other than Chatgpt? Are you using any other AI tools or AI models other than Chatgpt? DeepSeek. That's wonderful. DeepSeek is another good AI model. Any other? I'm seeing here almost 42 members. Copilot. Oh, that's nice. Copilot, Abacus. Super. That's great. Okay, read.ai, Copilot and read.ai. Yes. That's nice. So like this, over only 40 members, we are sitting here and we are using multiple tools. Let's think about this world. Everyone's requirement is different. And generative AI is having that capability of generating multi-modal content that is available in terms of images or videos. One fine morning, somebody wanted to generate one particular nice video for their business campaign, right? For example, one of you are doing coffee shop business, side business, right? So you wanted to generate one nice video for your business campaign. So you can use generative AI tools. So these are the different multimodal capabilities and tools I mentioned here. For example, if you want to go for video generation, you can use Runway ML. Very, very fine quality videos you can able to generate by using Runway ML, right? Like that code, somebody already using Copilot. If you accompany Copilot with GitHub Copilot, you could able to use this tool very effectively to write your software code entirely by the model itself. No need to write, just give an instruction. Then obviously you can get the entire code for your application, whatever you wanted to generate. That is the beauty of this code generation tools which we have. And data synthesis. So much of data you can have from the internet and from how the data is been generating, synthesizing the data. Suppose you want some particular data set for your application. You are developing an application and you want particular data set. Yes, you can synthesize your data as per your requirements. That is all possible. And one step ahead, even you can personalize. You can personalize these generative AI models as per your work needs or personal needs. You're a business magnet. You wanted to attend it on a day-to-day basis. You wanted to attend some meetings and you wanted to get insights of those meetings, and you wanted to read some news articles. What are the business news for today? Something like that. Multiple tasks. So simply you can create your personal AI assistant, automate the tasks, assign the tasks to your AI assistant, and by end of the day, your AI assistant will help you to understand what is your day today. So like that, multimodal capability feature is associated with generative AI, and we can use that as per our requirement. So this is a brief summary about generative AI. How can we use that generative AI in our requirement, as per our requirement? Now let's slowly move to the next step. Let us understand what exactly is Chatgpt. As I'm saying that generative AI is, we can use capabilities of generative AI in terms of multiple AI models or tools, right? So one such a tool is Chatgpt. I hope each and everyone who are here are already using Chatgpt. Is anybody there not using Chatgpt? Whatever may be the version. If anybody is not using Chatgpt, please let me know. Right. I hope all of us, we are using already. So that become part of our life nowadays. isn't it? So what is ChatGPT? Of course, we do know it is an AI model or AI tool, I can say simply in our terms as an end user term. But what exactly behind this ChatGPT? Let us try to understand a little bit about ChatGPT. Let me open chat, somebody answering. Okay. Right. So what exactly behind this ChatGPT and how can we best utilize this AI tool? So if we understand more about this tool, we can use more, we can utilize the capabilities in more good way, right? So it is simply a AI model, right? I can say, which is using the capabilities of, the first one is deep learning, machine learning. First one is machine learning, deep learning, and large language model capable. It is a large language model. ChatGPT is a large language model, in other terms, if I can say. So which is already trained. It's a model which is already trained on some massive amount of data. So how does this ChatGPT has got its training received from is, it is maybe the different sources like textbooks or Wikipedia or articles or internet data. All the data is been captured and is been given to this AI model. And once the model is been getting trained on that generative pre-trained transformer, as my colleague rightly shared, that the models, AI models will work on transformer architecture. That is a base thing, major component behind these generative AI models. So once it is getting trained on that massive amount of data, it will learn from the patterns. Once it is learning from the patterns, it will act to the question what is given by the user. That is called as prompt, right? So this is the simple logic behind this ChatGPT. And another point we need to understand about ChatGPT is, I can say ChatGPT is the fine-tuned model, whereas GPT is the base model. GPT 4.0, for example, 4.0 you are using, or GPT 3.5 you are using. So GPT 3.5 is the base model, and ChatGPT is the fine-tuned model. All the AI models, first we need to create base model. Maybe you can create, if you are interested, you can create your own AI model, fine-tuned model. You can use any of the existing base models like Llama, GPTs. You can use all these existing base models, and you can fine tune as per your company needs, as per your business requirements. You can fine tune the model. So like that, ChatGPT is a fine tuned model for GPT. So GPT available in different versions. GPT is a large language model, which is available in different versions, and which is the product of OpenAI. So we have 3.5, 4, 4.1, and 4.5, and soon we are going to get ChatGPT 5 also. We are so much exciting about, maybe we can expect in this month only, August 2025, we are going to expect GPT 5, which is too advanced version, and OpenAI is rightly saying that maybe 4.5 will be available as a free version to everybody, and 5 after some time, after some few days, can be available to public. So these are the different versions of GPT base version, and ChatGPT, the version which we are using. Either you can go for free one, or you can go for a paid one, or you can go for pro version. ChatGPT is available in three different flavors. The first one is free version, no need to pay anything. Straight away we can use login, and then we can use that model. Most of us, we are using ChatGPT free version. May I know, anyone here are using ChatGPT paid version in terms of plus or pro? Anyone, are you using ChatGPT paid version? Quickly in chat box, please. Anyone, if you are using? I don't put any other questions on that. Just only, I'm just trying to know how we are utilizing AI tools. Okay, right, no problem. So ChatGPT Plus version is available with the $20 per month, and Pro version is available, which is very advanced and specifically for research-oriented kind of tasks. Plus version is available for $20 per month, whereas Pro version is available for $200 per month. So if somebody is really wanted to utilize this capabilities of ChatGPT with paid versions, we can use that. But right now we are using free version only. So basic features. what are the basic features of ChatGPT? What can we do? So initially, when we are using ChatGPT in the year when it was released into the market, that is November 2022. Initially, the capabilities or key features what we were interacting with the ChatGPT and we were able to use from this ChatGPT is only text-based content creation. But later, with the versions of GPT, with more research is being added to this base models of OpenAI GPT versions. And today we are able to use this ChatGPT in different multimodal capability way. We could able to generate images, we could able to generate videos, we could able to generate code, and we can synthesize the data. All these multimodal capabilities or key features are associated with this ChatGPT. But the main functionality of ChatGPT is text process, text generation, content generation. And it can also help us to generate the code, and you can also give some custom instructions, and you can ask advices the AI model to improvise your code or synthesize your data. As per the data, you can get the insights and all these things. And other additional key features associated with ChatGPT is web browsing. We could able to browse the web directly from this ChatGPT environment. It is a plugin. There is a plugin available with ChatGPT, and you can use this web browsing. And advanced reasoning is also available. Deep research, advanced knowledge is available. I mean, this feature is also available. We can use this. Now the question is, please let me know that already my colleague discussed about you. Can we suppose, today we are having today's data, whatever it is existing on the internet. Can we get up-to-date real-time information through ChatGPT? If I write a question or a prompt to the ChatGPT, can we get output which is real-time and as of today up-to-date information from ChatGPT? Is it possible or not? Yes or no, your answer. Once again, my question is, are we able to get real-time answers from ChatGPT if I write a query or prompt? No, a free version. Okay, yes. Somebody say yes, somebody say no, somebody say yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answers. Let us go with this. So when we are extracting data or generating data from ChatGPT, not extracting, I'm sorry, when we are generating data by using ChatGPT, writing a prompt to that, it is not possible to get the real-time data from ChatGPT because it is not it is not trained as per the internet, as per the date today, whatever it is. It is trained on some limited date cutoff is there, right? Some limited date cutoff is there. Up to that only the model is being trained. So up to that, whatever the data is available, we can able to fetch that data from the ChatGPT if I write a prompt for that. But there is a possibility. How can we get real-time data from ChatGPT? Directly real-time data fetching is not possible from ChatGPT because due to its limitation, that is training data cutoff. That is the fact. And second thing is, what is the alternate? How can I get real-time data from ChatGPT by using ChatGPT? Is we have web browsing option. Why web browsing? Web browsing is an extra additional external plugin added to ChatGPT. What is the need? Why do we add this web browsing? Is because this is the limitation. There is a date cutoff, training date cutoff for this model. That's the reason web browsing plugin is being added to ChatGPT. When you wanted to go with the real-time data, definitely you should enable web browsing option of ChatGPT. Then you can search for your, generate content through your prompt, right? Another feature is advanced reasoning. For example, you're writing a complex query, you're calculating something, you're dealing with some financial data, right? So in such a complex query or complex prompt, you wanted to get your answers very perfectly, step by step. No need to miss any of the particular data item or any of the particular calculation you don't want to miss. The answer should be very perfect, and it is depends on logical calculation, reasoning, some reasoning behind your query, whatever you have given to the model. So in such a case, ChatGPT is capable of bifurcate your question and divide into different steps and can be able to calculate or provide you the logic reason behind that, and that can provide you accurate answers if you write your prompt perfectly. That is possible. Please note that if you write your prompt perfectly, then advanced reasoning capability is the excellent plugin added to ChatGPT you can utilize to solve complex queries or complex problems by using ChatGPT. So these are all the features. Like deep research is also available. Deep research, mostly pro version feature it is. And models, many of you are already experiencing that we are using ChatGPT, which is available in multiple models. If at all it is free version, only 4.0 we are using. Earlier we were using 3.5, ChatGPT 3.5. But if you are using plus version, you could able to use O1, O2 models and GPT 4.0. 4.1 nowadays. Last April 4.1 was released, and you can able to use that 4.1 also. So different models. I'm speaking about especially OpenAI products because the base for all other models is since we have this is the first released product into the market. I'm speaking about only GPT versions. Not only GPT, different models are also available in the market. You can utilize maybe Claude. You can go for Claude or Llama. Meta's Llama. You can use Meta's Llama also. Right? Then how ChatGPT works. Simply, if you write a prompt is a simple question or your input to the model, AI model. When you write a prompt and that is carried as an input to the AI model, that is large language model, and large language model will process it and will provide you the output in terms of a response. And you can check that response, which is satisfied as per your requirement. Are you expecting the same output? If it is not, maybe you can rewrite your prompt, improvise your prompt by following some strategies, by following some prompting techniques. You can iterate your prompt and you can get the answer, whatever you are expecting, right? I hope most of you are already using ChatGPT. Why don't we do quickly a simple prompt? Why don't we write a simple prompt to ChatGPT? Please, I'm requesting you all, either you are using your mobile or your PC to attend this session. Even in your mobile also, maybe you have ChatGPT app. So please try this prompt. How has ChatGPT evolved since its inception? Instead of me discussing, why don't you try with your prompt? And one more request is, there is no hard and fast rule. You should write your prompt like this only. As per your thoughts, you can write the prompt, but the intention of this prompt is you need to see what is the inception, what is evolution of ChatGPT since GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, GPT 3.5, how ChatGPT has been evolved into this world as of today. Why don't you write a simple prompt and try it? Please try and give me your output in chat box, at least few of you who are using PCs and mobiles with ChatGPT app. I'll take a 1-minute pause to try this. Let me also try along with you. I'm writing as per my mind, right? You can write. You can rewrite your prompt as per your requirement. Give me. I'm using free version here. And if you want to check here, you can check the model, which model you are using. Just ChatGPT 4.0 default here we are using. Give me evolution of ChatGPT since its inception to latest. Very simple question. So let us observe this. Here I'm getting, this is the output, pre-ChatGPT era foundation models. That is 2018 onwards, as we discussed. 2018 onwards, generative AI came into the picture. And there comes this GPT, GPT-2, GPT-3 in 2020. And this is another era, that is ChatGPT launch and public use. That is November 30, 2022 onwards, we could able to use this ChatGPT. GPT 3.5 as the base version. And March 23, GPT-4, July 23, another one, code interpreter. like this. This is the evolution. See, DALI, you are seeing another model of OpenAI, DALI. What is DALI tool? Have you used? DALLE, as you are seeing on the screen. October 2023. It's a AI vision model. DALI is the AI tool which we can use to generate images, fine quality images. Very good quality images you can generate by using DALI AI tool. And this is the evolution of ChatGPT since its inception. And if you see the latest one, yeah, what expected next? See how advanced your model is. H2 2025 and beyond, we are going to expect this model soon. And July 24, June, July 24, expansion and integration was there. Yes, so this is about, even it is giving us in terms of a table also, its capabilities or features and then version. See, like this, you can write your prompt to the model and you can get the outputs. Now the question is, whatever the output you are seeing on my screen, are you able to see the same kind of output from your window also? Yes. Am I audible? Tony, am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Can I quickly get a chart that are you able to get if you tried the same prompt or maybe in your own way, are you able to see the same output what I showing on the screen? Somebody say, Iqbal, thank you. You answered that. Yes. Okay. So mostly similar answer because inception, ChatGPT inception, as per today, it is giving the answer. But remember one thing, it is ChatGPT, even though you're trying the same prompt from your machine and my machine, we are trying to give the same prompt, but don't expect the same output every time because model is always, it is trying to learn from your previous chat, right? Model is always trying to learn from your previous chat about your, it is going to consider the history, how we are interacting with the model. Based on that history, based on the learning patterns, how we are interacting with the model, it could able to learn something from that history and then could able to generate the outputs differently, not same exactly all times, for even though you're writing same prompt. That is one more point we need to understand from this ChatGPT perspective. Yeah, somebody answered similar results, just some style differences. Yes, that's where I'm speaking about this model capabilities. Model is able to learn from your previous chat, right? That is what I wanted to convey. Mine start from inception in late 2022. Yeah, that's where, because many of the times how we are interacting with the model, how you customized your model as per your requirement. Based on that, the model will give you output. We can customize as per our requirement, ChatGPT, even free version also. I'll show you. Right? Okay. Shall we go for next topic or let me show you how can we customize this ChatGPT free version? Which one you want? Practical experimentation of ChatGPT customization or else slide discussion? Which one you want? As per your wish, I will go. Come on, quickly. Please be active in chat box. No one. Okay. It's my responsibility. Let me show you. I'm requesting you, please open your ChatGPT window from your PCs, mobiles. Maybe it's your wish. If you have app, you can. So once you log into your ChatGPT window, let me go for new chat. I hope you are able to see my new chat, ChatGPT window. So once you log in to ChatGPT, you can see this left side one panel is there where you are able to see new chart, search chart, library, and other tools, whatever available, other external tools, whatever available with this ChatGPT. And then you could able to see the chart history. If you scroll down in the left panel, you could able to see the chart history. This is where the model is able to learn from your previous chart history. It could understand you more better. Okay, this user is interacting in this particular style always, is expecting this particular way of outputs, right? Or it can understand your domain also. So this history is going to be stored by ChatGPT and can understand from this. This is one thing. And another one is If you scroll down to the bottom of left side part of the window, you can see your name, login name, right? Are you able to see that? Are you doing along with me? Please try to do along with me. It will be easy for you. If you click on that name, it is going to show you some pop-up window where you are seeing some options like update, upgrade plan, customize ChatGPT settings, and all these things, right? So if you just click on customize ChatGPT, it is asking you some inputs. This is where model will learn about you. This is where we can customize as per our requirement, right? See, if you click on that customize ChatGPT, first one, it is asking what should ChatGPT will call you. So maybe you can enter your name. As my wish, I enter some name here, right? And if you wish, you can give. Otherwise, it is not compulsory. You wanted to customize as per your requirement, then you can go with this. What do you do? So for better understanding about myself to this ChatGPT, I gave my role, because many of the times in a day, I will interact with this ChatGPT to generate content for academic domain, because I belongs to academic domain, and as per the trainer qualification, and as I'm dealing with courses, as I'm dealing with curriculum development, most of the times my interaction with this ChatGPT is through academic domain, and another one is research domain. Because I am doing my research, most of the times I will use ChatGPT to understand my research topic also. That's the reason I gave my title very clearly to this, right? And the third one, what traits should ChatGPT have? So how ChatGPT should respond to you when you are writing a prompt, right? Sometimes there may be a chance to give some very complex words, which are sometimes, for me, I don't want to have complex words. I don't want to go for searching meaning, again, Gen Z words. I don't want to go for Gen Z words. I want to go with plain words or something professional words. So I'm just giving the traits. Respond professionally with accurate answers, and should provide factual, up-to-date, and verifiable information. This is myself, I gave this trait to ChatGPT. A big no to fabrication. What is fabrication? Do anyone know in ChatGPT or in AI models, generative AI models? Have you ever experienced about this fabrication or hallucination? Come on, quickly your answer, yes or no, so that I can understand about you. Should be similar to hallucination, right? Yes, fabrication and hallucination are similar terms. In implementation internally, maybe it is training time, it is maybe different, but both are similar. What is fabrication is, as my colleague already discussed about you, sometimes there may be some biased outputs or some dangerous content can be given by the ChatGPT as output based on your question or prompt what you're writing. So to avoid such kind of outputs, or to avoid what can I say, fabricated data, that is illuminated data, which is not factual, there may be a chance ChatGPT machine can give you some hallucinated data, assumption data, which is not existing, which is not factual data. There may be a chance, right? Because it is generating, right? Not using the content, existing content, and drawing inferences from the content and giving you. It is generating new content based on the learning patterns. So there may be a chance to get some non-factual information. That's the reason I'm trying to give here, because mine is academic content. I should not go hallucinated content, right? So that's the reason I gave here a big no to fabrication, right? You should give only factual information. Avoid common and routine answers. So something like whatever you wanted to give to ChatGPT as per your conditions, your requirement, you can customize your ChatGPT, right? So this is where you can give another try to ChatGPT. And let us still scroll down a little bit. Anything else ChatGPT should know about you? Yes, I wanted to give more information about myself to ChatGPT to understand more professional way. So most of the time, search will be professional edutech content and research work content in computer science. My domain is computer science. So I personalized my content. Avoid being overly robotic, right? So like this, these phrases you can give and you can customize ChatGPT. So this one setting you can do straight away right now. You can set or customize ChatGPT for you. And once you have done all these changes, you can just save it and then close it. That's it. So this is where one option is available for us to customize ChatGPT as per our personal requirement. So based on that, also we can able to see the outputs are differentiated from person to person, even though if you write similar prompt. And let me tell you little more about ChatGPT. If you go for click on your name, left side panel corner, if you click on your name, you could able to see settings. Right? Are you able to see settings? So once you open this, it is asking some fields to be entered, or if you wanted to more customization, more settings to be set by the user. As per that, the machine will act. So general settings, of course, I don't want to disturb any general settings. Only this thing, voice. If you want to change voice style, Juniper is right now my assistant for voice assistant. If you want to change that voice assistant to something else, you can just click on, you can change this, right? So that is first thing, general. And if you go for personalization, the third one, personalization, you can personalize the customize the ChatGPT. So memory, it is going to save that, right? Whatever the references, saved memories. For example, you are attaching a document to ChatGPT, and once you attach the document and you are giving some questions based on that document, so you are continuing that chat in the same session itself. You are continuing same questions from the document which you have attached. How it is possible? How ChatGPT could able to retrieve the answers even though you have attached your document in the first prompt itself? Because it is having memory capability. So it is going to refer that. So reference option is available to the saved memory, and then it is going to fetch the data from even in your previous prompts also. Right? Chart history, reference chart history is available, which is on. If you can on it, you can able to fetch the data from previous chart references, right? And then connected apps. Okay. Custom instructions. One more option is available here. The first one, custom instructions on. So if you wish, you can make it on. Otherwise, you can make it off also. Just now I told you custom instructions. How can we give and personalize this? And connected apps, if you want to connect to any of your Google Drive, really, if you are doing some real-time working for some application development, maybe you can use your other devices or other apps to be connected to this files. You can attach files from Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, whatever you are using. And data controls. So you can give data controls to the machine or AI model. Improve the model for everyone. I hope for all you are having on here. This option is enabled. Am I correct? This option is enabled by default. So if you wish to improve the model for everyone by your training data, you can say it is on, no problem. But sometimes, especially why I make it disabled or off is sometimes I'm using my research content. I'm writing some articles and giving my original work to interact with, to fetch some data. So I don't want to train the model on my research work, which is yet to be displayed, yet to be done, yet to be released to this market. So I wantedly disabled this, and I don't want to. Maybe if at all it is general day-to-day work, no problem. We can on or enable it. And other one, don't change any other settings. By default, it's good and go. And last one, export data. Somebody was asked in my last class, the question is, if I want to export all my chart completions, I mean responses, outputs, whatever I got, the questions what I gave, the outputs what I got. So how can I do that? So here, if you want to, for example, in one particular session to ChatGPT, you have interacted about one particular topic, and now you wanted to prepare a report for all the entire chart what you have done in that particular session. Then simply you can export that, right? If you click on that export, it will export it, and you can make a PDF of that, and wherever you wanted to submit that, you can submit it, right? So these are security and account general settings. So this is simply about ChatGPT environment. And if at all you are using any other extra plugins, it will display here, right? And here, if you observe this, if you want to attach some external files and photos and all things you can attach here by clicking on this plus symbol. Then it is asking you, and other tools available. So different tools are available. Suppose if you want to create image or web search or canvas. Canvas is another plugin which is added to ChatGPT. Only the thing is it could able to generate in a separate window, separate what can I say, frame, where your output is been specifically designated to that window, and will you can interact with the canvas and you can edit your outputs then and there itself. For example, let us try this. Describe an image. I have clicked on create image option, which is available for even free version also. Let's just try. I wanted to generate some image. Create, you can write a prompt. Create an image of a, maybe you can, if you have something in your mind, whatever the image you wanted, you can tell me. Otherwise, I will try my own. Create a (3D) Pixar image of a, maybe I can go for this little boy celebrating his birthday. Let us try. You can also try parallelly with me. It will take some time because model is to generate. This is the free version. Will busy again. Many requests and many people are using the same model at the same time. So it will take some time and will generate some image for you. So still it is in processing. Why don't you try along with me as per your thoughts? Try to create an image. So later, how can we improvise this image once you learn prompting techniques? Just here we wrote a simple prompt, very simple prompt. Nothing techniques or any strategies have been implemented. Very simple prompt here. So once you learn, how can we write prompts very effectively? So based on your prompt, you can get that much fine quality of output. Okay. So this is still it is in. Just let us wait for one more minute. Are you trying along with me? Anybody tried? Already got output? Yes or no? Yes. Very good. Noor tried. Okay, that's good. Still loading. Yeah. Halia, that's good. Nice. Wow. See, how good is this? A little boy. I asked, which is not realistic image, because I mentioned the word in my prompt, 3D Pixar image. That's the reason it is creating 3D Pixar image, not a realistic one. If I write the word realistic image, maybe it could have created as a realistic image. See how colorful it is. I didn't mention most of the features, how it should display colors and all those things. Very simple prompt. This is the way how we can communicate to the AI model to get the outputs. You can fine tune, or even you can refine this prompt and still trying to get more kind of fine quality outputs, right? That is, maybe boy is surrounded by his family, friends, and celebrating a party. So and so words, whatever you are included in your prompt in a well and good structured way, you can able to see that outputs, right? So this is the way. Let me take 1 minute pause. As of now, since beginning of my session, I discussed about ChatGPT only. What exactly is ChatGPT, and what are the capabilities, features, and how the ChatGPT customization will. So any doubts as of now? ChatGPT topic now, because now I'm going to discuss with the prompt engineering topic. So let me take a 1 minute pause, and if any questions, please. Done? No questions? Noor, have you got your output? Still loading, you messaged, right? Already you tried. Have you got your output now? Halia, have you got your output? Are you satisfied with that? A cat wearing a space helmet floating through a galaxy. Wow, so nice. You people are really trying to create some, wow, it's so nice. That's great. Good work, good job. Adam, good job. Thank you. Right, so now let us learn how best we can write a prompt, how best we can get the output from generative AI models, right? I have time, right, Tony? Up to what, 9? I mean, what is the time now?
It's 11:27. We still have 33 minutes.
Okay, then thank you. So I can discuss about prompt engineering techniques and all. Right. So what is prompt engineering and how can we write this prompt to the machine? That is where the process of this prompt engineering comes into the picture. So first, before understanding the strategies and techniques of prompt engineering, let us understand what exactly is the prompt. Every time I'm saying prompt. What is prompt? For example, what is prompt is, for example, let me tell you that I'm able to interact with you. I'm able to communicate with you in this session. So the common medium, what I'm using is the language, right? I'm using English language. I'm able to speak English language and you could able to understand English language. So we are able to execute this discussion. Same like here also, AI model is there. Machine, it's a machine, AI model, right? So AI model is there and end user, you are the end user for that model, right? How can you interact with this AI model? So there is a medium called prompt. Prompt is nothing but it's a way of communication to the AI model. Very simple way of communication. It's a very easiest way of communication to the model, which can able to understand your prompt and can process that prompt, can generate what you are asking the AI model. So in other terms, if I say prompt is very simple term, which is maybe a piece of text or a instruction or a statement you're writing. Just now we wrote a prompt. See here in your chat box, Adam is giving one prompt, a cat wearing a space helmet floating through a galaxy. So that is a prompt. This is the input or piece of text or a statement, sometimes a contextual text sometimes will be giving as input to the AI model. And AI model will take that input text and process that text as per the context what we have mentioned in the prompt, will understand that, will bifurcate, will understand, will process, and will generate the output as per the given prompt. So exactly the prompt is the instruction or input which we are giving to the language model like Chatgpt. And how the prompt is talked to AI is, it tells the model in 3 ways, mainly in 3 ways. What to do, how to do, and in what tone or format or style it should do the generation of the text. That is where the prompt involvement when we are interacting with the AI models. Not only ChatGPT, any model, whatever the model you are taking, that may be Claude, that may be Copilot, GitHub Copilot, or Microsoft 365 Copilot, or that may be Perplexity, any of the model, when you are interacting, your interaction to the AI model is in terms of a prompt, right? I hope it is clear what is prompt and what is prompt engineering. Okay, right. I'm saying that, okay, let me tell you one particular statement, how best you can write your prompt, that good results you can able to get from the AI model. This is the statement I'm saying. How best you are writing your prompt, that good results you are able to get from the AI model. Now the question is, how can I write a good quality prompt? How can I give a best prompt to the model? So that writing of prompt and processing, what are the components we are considering while writing a prompt? What are the strategies, techniques, implementation techniques? So all this comes under this process of prompt engineering. How you are able to write your prompt to the machine, it comes under prompt engineering. We have some models and we need to follow. We have some principles, design principles, prompt design principles we need to follow. Then definitely we could able to see fine quality output. And where do we apply this prompt engineering? Many of the cases. So today, ours is the best example. We are applying prompt engineering to learn something, to apply ourselves, right? Maybe today morning, I have applied prompt engineering concept to generate a lesson plan for this class, masterclass lesson plan, or to generate some document related to this course material related to this particular course. So I'm using in edutech domain. Not only this, somebody using in healthcare domain, somebody using data analysis, doing fetching some inferences from the data, or somebody using social media post, LinkedIn post, somebody writing one fine article. So many applications are there for this prompt engineering. We can use in many different ways. And what are the ethical considerations while before learning the techniques and strategies? First, you should know the ethical considerations in prompt engineering. Don't write just like your prompt is giving us the input to the model. Be cautious and be aware what you are writing to the model, because model is not a I can say it is 100% correct and accurate results always. There may be a chance to have some hallucinated outputs, biased outputs, or some dangerous content, or some misinformation. So in view of that, please keep in mind that your prompt should be very clear, concise, context-based, right? For example, if you are giving, describe a CEO. If you are giving us describe a CEO, sometimes there may be output which is mentioning the CEO is only male candidate. Male person is not female. Male machine may understand, AI model may understand CEO is male, not female. So somebody may definitely have a question why it is a gender biases, why it is a racial biases. So you should be very clear in your prompt, right? Then it is very if you are describe CEO in terms of only responsibilities, right? Maybe you can avoid such kind of misinformation. And privacy breach. Already my colleague discussed about privacy and security. How can we avoid this? By writing your good prompts, we can avoid this. And context-aware prompts, always context-aware prompts will give us correct outputs, and we can eliminate this kind of misinformation. And be sensitive, be clear when you're writing information or when you're giving input to the model. Don't include your personal details. Try to avoid personal details maximum. For example, if you are giving your contact numbers, addresses, or your IC numbers or some other. So like that, I'll suggest always try to not give your personal details to the AI models anywhere. If at all it is your personalized assistant and you have some security breaches or any installed things, then maybe you can give up to some content. But my advice is don't go for your personal information with AI models. And over reliance, please don't depend on the outputs what AI model is giving to you, right? For example, you're asking for a diagnosis problem. You're putting your problem to the AI machine or AI model, which is giving you some output. Please don't follow blindly, especially in your healthcare, right? Sometimes there may be a misinformation. So please validate your output before trying to use that output, whatever is generated by the AI model. It is always good practice to validate the output and can use that. Ethical guidelines, already my colleague discussed already, and I discussed just now. Same things I have given here. Some guidelines we need to follow while writing a prompt. Neutral, always don't give a chance to the machine to go for biased and racial communal outputs. And test prompts for unintended consequences. Clearly disclaim AI-generated content. Respect dignity, diversity. Avoid prompts that request personal or illegal harmful outputs. So these are all the guidelines we need to follow while writing a prompt. And another important topic here is, while writing a prompt, we need to understand there are some parameters which affect the quality and maybe sometimes the quantity of the output also. That is, I can say the length of the output. You can give the model parameters. For example, I can say there is a model parameter called max length. Max length is the model parameter which can affect the output of your, what can I say? Output of your prompt, right? For example, I am writing a LinkedIn blog post. I need LinkedIn blog post exactly in 300 words. So I'm mentioning max length is 300 words. So like that, model is behaving based on the values of the parameters. What are parameters? Parameters are nothing but simply I can say the variables which are having some predefined values already set with some predefined values to the model while it is getting training. That's what one example parameter is max length. For example, if whatever the model you are using, the max length is 500. So maximum cases, the output is 500 words, something like that. So multiple, some billions and millions of parameters are associated with each and every model. And another point we could remember, we should remember about this model parameters is, if your model is having more number of parameters, capable to handle more number of parameters, then that much more quality, fine quality of outputs you could able to see. That's the reason. Maybe, I hope you people have heard about this model is comprising of these many millions of parameters. Have you heard about it? Have you checked what is the capacity of your model or in terms of parameters? If I go with latest model, I heard that ChatGPT 4.5 and 5 are going to have 1 trillion parameters. Not exactly the number, approximately 1 trillion parameters. So how many parameters are associated, more number of parameters are associated with the model, that much best results you are going to see from the model. It is the output is depending on the model parameters also. And another feature which affect output of the prompt is prompt structure. How you are writing your prompt, what is the structure you are providing, how best you are giving your question to the model, that best results you could be able to see. So structure includes length, format, style. So the model will able to understand very clearly in all these features so that it could able to answer finely, right? Architecture, already we understand it is following transformer architecture, that also affect the model's output. Another point we need to understand is tokenization, but I wanted to skip this tokenization. That itself, it is a big topic. Next time, we will discuss in our class. Hallucination, already I discussed. Hallucination or fabrication, which is sometimes model is, there may be a chance to generate some fabricated output or some the information which is not existing factually, which is not existing, which is trying to generate some misinformation, plausible sounding information, or some non-factual information. So in such cases, we should be very careful while writing a prompt, right? Here I gave you one example. See this. Explain the process of photosynthesis in humans. Is this the right prompt? Can somebody say, is this the right prompt? Explain the process of photosynthesis in humans, human beings. No, very silly, right? Prompt itself, it is the wrong one. So if you are writing prompts like this, which are not related, model could generate some answer for you, but it is not correct at all. Of course, if the model is trained, well-trained already, if the model is advanced version, it is well-trained already. So you could able to see the correct information. There is no photosynthesis happening in the human body. It is only applicable to trees and something like that. But if you use earlier models, 3.5, something like that, you could able to see some kind of information is to be generated for this prompt, which is not existing, right? So please be cautious while writing the prompt. How can we mitigate fabrication or hallucination is write clear and specific prompts, use constraints, conditions, and instructions, provide some examples. Always it is better, good practice to provide some examples. Sometimes we need to have exactly like that, right? Exactly like that. You are already having something in your mind and you want output exactly like that. So in that case, better you can give some example as the input to the model. It's a part of your prompt. So that is called, comes under the technique of few shot learning, one-shot learning, one-shot prompt, few-shot prompting. My colleague already discussed about few-shot prompting. One-shot prompting is if you mention one example to the model in your input is one-shot prompting, one example. If you mention more than one example in your input to the model, that is comes under few-shot prompting. Few-shot prompting is a very good prompting technique which we can use when you are writing some prompt to the model to generate the content exactly similar to the existing data. For example, you wanted to have the same output like that. So few-shot prompting is the best technique we can use. And another principle we can follow is to avoid hallucination is break down the complex request. Instead of writing a big query in one input, it is always good practice to break down your query into some parts, your question into some parts. Or instead of giving direct question to the model, it is always good practice to break down that. As you are seeing on the screen, explain the history of AI. So what are the key applications of AI today? Instead of asking simply explain the history of AI, you can write little bit extended version of that. What are the key applications of AI today? So it will give you more clearly, right? Then another one is you can avoid hallucination and fabrication by leveraging this parameters, model parameters. Actually, frankly speaking, as an end user, when we are writing a prompt, no need to mention model parameter values externally. Already model is having some default values to all the predefined parameter values. But you need to understand why I should keep in mind that model will affect by the parameters is if you write ambiguous input, if you give some prompt which is not clear, not context aware, and which is very lengthy prompt, obviously there may be a chance to modify the model parameter values internally, and you could able to see some output which is not expected. So always good to go with clear, context aware, and constraint based prompts. These are the very simple techniques we should remember while writing a prompt, right? And we know while writing a prompt, we need to have some steps. It is always a good practice to follow some steps instead of writing first part is direct instruction, second part is some condition, third part is some example. It is always good to go with this kind of sequence. While writing a prompt, these are the sequence of steps we should follow to get best out of the prompt. So first one, assign a role. Simply, you understand and you try to give a role to the model. Persona, we can call in technical terms, in prompt engineering, we can call this is persona-based prompts, right? Your model to be acting for you as particular role. For example, please be as a data analyst. Be as a data analyst. And then continue your question. Assign a role. Be as a curriculum developer. Act as a curriculum developer. This is the role or persona we are giving to the model before going to write the remaining part of your prompt to the model. First, it should understand. It should assume itself what it should act, right? It is acting as a data analyst for you, or it is acting as a some advisor. Maybe based on your requirement, you can assign a role to the model. And once you assign a role, then you can provide in the next step, while writing a prompt, provide some context. Always, please do remember, it is always good practice to provide some context. You are writing, for example, if you are giving a prompt, you are a data analyst, and please draw some inferences from this existing data. So you should make the model to understand it is going to act for that particular context. It is going to draw some inferences or insights from the given data set, right? Then after giving the context, the next step is be specific. So be clear. Don't use some ambiguous language or some misinformation or some lengthy information, all these things. So be clear and be specific in your prompt. And then mention the length of output. Sometimes it is very much required. Just now I said, I wanted to write a blog post for LinkedIn. I wanted to go with only 300 words, right? Or else let me take one more example. Suppose you are writing a tweet to Twitter, X platform. Is there any limitation for your tweet? Number of characters? Yes. Is anybody using Twitter or X? Are you tweeting? Did you tweet today morning? Anything? May I know what is the capacity of a tweet, single tweet? Okay. My thing is here, why I'm asking this question is, mention the length of the output. Sometimes there may be some limitation to the AI model. So it's always good to go with mention the length of the output. For example, I'm writing a 300 words post only. So mention only give me output in 300 words. So that is always good practice. Then consider audience. So while getting output, are you able to consider that output applicable to some specific kind of audience, target audience, any target audience, or else are you able to use for yourself, or else are you able to use in particular searching research domain, something like that. You try to mention the target domain or target audience, and then use natural language. So at the end, after mentioning all these steps sequentially, finally, another point we need to remember is use natural language instead of using critical and complex words and combination of multiple languages. It is always good to go with one simple language and simple natural language. So these are the sequence of steps we need to follow while writing a prompt. And the design principles. So these are the different design principles. Already some of these we discussed. We know already clarity and specificity, role framing, contextual grounding, explicit formatting, few short examples, and so and so. As you're seeing on the screen, modularity, prompt robustness, system and user instructions, and instruction constraints. These are the principles we need to understand before writing a prompt to the model. I gave simple example here. For example, if you go for balanced and neutral tone, describe both the advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicles. Instead of asking only advantages, I'm asking advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicles. If I know only advantages of electric vehicles, maybe I am encouraged to go for electric vehicle. After that, I may face some issues. So it's always good to go with balanced or neutral information about a particular product. Something like. Then a system and user instruction. This is one very good feature associated with Chatgpt also. We can use system and user instructions separately. For example, you are assigning some instructions which are specifically to the system. Let me tell you one example. I have a document, PDF document, which is of some 20 pages. Okay. Then what I give the system instruction to the model is, please read this 20 pages document and answer to my next following questions. This is the prompt. Exactly, this is the prompt. Read this document, 20 pages document, and be ready to answer my next following questions. That is the system prompt. Next following question, whatever you are giving. For example, extract me fifth page in four bullet points. Extract me the content of fifth page in 4 bullet points. That is the user prompt. So like that, you can use system prompts and user prompts. So this is what, of course, we have some different prompting techniques like one-shot prompting, persona-based prompting, positive or negative prompting, prompt iteration loops, few-shot prompting, constraint-based prompting, chain of thought prompting, tree of thought prompting, system prompting, right? All this. So I hope now it is the time to go for discussion instead of one-way interaction. It is always good to go with two-way communication. So let me, with your permission, let me stop my discussion with you. So if at all any questions or if you want to share something with us, we are ready here, me and my colleague. Any questions or anything you wanted to convey or anything you wanted to discuss with us? The platform is open to you for your questions. You can feel free to post your questions either in chat box or you can open your mic and put in your questions. We are happy to answer your questions and the moderation will go on now. Okay, let me put questions from my side. I have some questions. Okay, I got one question here. Is there any tool to check whether content is AI generated? Yes, we have Quillbot. Quillbot is the good example I'm using. Of course, many tools are available. One example tool is, let me type you in chat box. right? I hope you got this. Quillbot is the tool, AI tool or grammar checking tool. You can check the grammar and even if the content is AI generated content or not. And even you can rephrase your content also, humanize your content also by using Quillbot. Not only Quillbot, many tools are available like this for the content is AI generated content or human generated content. You can use those tools. For example, this is one. Any other questions? Okay, now as I'm saying, let me put question from myself, my side. Okay, have you learned something in this session? I think this makes you very easy to answer, yes or no. Have you learned something from this session? Linda says yes. Yeah, that's good. You have learned something. Yes. Okay, what about others? Yes or no? Answer should be any one of these two, right? Yes or no? If it is no, please let me know. We will try to accommodate you. Right. Is anybody wants to learn more about these kind of courses or these kind of generative AI stuff and prompt engineering? Please feel free to contact with us. We are here to help you. If you want to upskill yourself in any of the courses, please feel free to message us or to reach us. Maybe we can provide here our mail IDs. In chat box, I'm giving you mail ID. Renu ma'am, with your permission, already I posted
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Your mail ID I
Yeah.
gave.
No, no worries.
Yeah. So these are the mail IDs, or else you can contact admin@garanto.com also at any time. Please reach us. If you want to upskill yourself, let us know. We are here to help you at any time. And there are fantastic learnings available. Maybe you can use this prompt engineering. What I discussed in this 60 minutes or 50 minutes of session is very just little bit of it. That is almost 20% of it. Remaining 80% is there. Like the generative AI also, it's a very big, vast and big domain itself. It is a domain, I can say. So definitely, we could help you to understand more about these kind of concepts. Not only this, various courses are available with us, and you can please be in touch base with us. I could stop. Maybe I can stop it. If anything you wanted to share with us or any other formalities, Ma'am Renu, anything you wanted to share, or else shall we?
Yeah. And I just wanted to thank everyone for joining this masterclass. We truly appreciate your time, your engagement throughout the session. A special thank you, ma'am, for joining us. It was pleasure having with us. As you continue your learning journey, we invite you to explore our full range of AI and Gen AI courses designed for professionals like you. Maybe Tony or Tia, please share our Malaysia website link in the chat so that they could able to explore our full range of AI courses. You will be finding a detailed course information, schedules, and all the enrollment options on our website. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance your expertise, we have a tailored programs to your goals. We truly look forward to supporting your growth in this exciting field. So please check out our full range of AI courses in the website. You can find the link in the chat. And to answer to Mr. Jerome's question, like he is very particular in drafting letters, emails, audio, video, images, right? We have a lot of tools available in the market, Mr. Jerome. Like we have GPT-0, especially if you are useful, if you're going to use any emails and letters, like if you want to check in a sentence level detection, we have a GPT-0. And we have a user-friendly tool again. What is that? A writer.com detector if you want to go for some kind of a casual checks on email. Even for video and audio, we have a lot of tools like Hive moderation. We have JPEG Snoop, right? And for any kind of deep fake detection tool for AI generated video, we have again Sensity AI. So a lot of tools available in the market. Please feel free to explore one or more tools to get some for detecting any kind of a manipulation, either frame by frame or pixel to pixel, or even for lattice images.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Any questions? If no questions, again, I want to thank our admin, Ms. Tony and Ms. Thea, for joining with us today. So if no questions, just before we wrap up, any questions from anyone? Any questions? So you can find our website link in the chat. Please feel free to explore our full range of courses, and we could able to. You can find a lot of all information like course information, schedules, everything is there.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. May I
Yep,
take 2
thanks,
minutes
Anita.
of time again?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So I have a bonus tool for you along with ChatGPT. That is called Perplexity. As I'm sharing my screen, I hope you are able to see my screen. Perplexity.ai, which is an excellent tool. Nowadays, it is becoming very popular. And what exactly this tool is used for, and how can we use this tool? For example, here I have opened for that finance domain. You can go for travel and academic also. Let me show you just general usage of this tool. So ChatGPT, I discussed one simple, I can say drawback. What is a drawback I discussed when I was explaining about ChatGPT? The problem? Can somebody answer? What was one major thing we don't have with the ChatGPT? I discussed very clearly. Can somebody answer, please? Okay, my turn. So the problem is, yes, very good. Thank you, Adam. Thank you so much. Real-time answer it is, right? When you are searching or when you are writing a prompt to the ChatGPT, when you are getting answer, it is not always up to date or as of today, or it is real-time information, real-time data what you are getting. It is not exactly, right? So that feature has been added to this tool, Perplexity. Perplexity is the tool, AI tool, like ChatGPT, similar to ChatGPT. And because of that feature, it is becoming very popular nowadays. It is something like real-time web search. If we want to use web search in ChatGPT, I need to go web search tool plugin specifically to be enabled by the user in ChatGPT. Whereas in Perplexity, directly it is a web search tool, web search AI tool it is. General web search, we have Google and other search engines are there, right? But Perplexity is the web search AI tool. So real-time information, we can able to get the real-time information, and many other features are available with this Perplexity tool. We can create spaces. Suppose if you want to see particularly only these are the, as the edition, whatever I am using, version I am using, only these are the 3 domains which are available as of now for free users: finance, travel, and academic. Suppose if I want to see finance domain, so by default, it is going to display all the updated information. July 30th, 2025, today is the date. So this is going to give you the financial related information, stocks, information about stocks, their ratings, falling and raising, how it is falling, how it is raining. All that real-time data is going to be display for us. And if you want to interact with any of this, you can write your query. So what is the, for example, let me write, what is the report of AAPL? Maybe, for example, let me go with AAPL, Apples, right? What is the report of AAPL for today? I wanted to know about today's ratings and all those things about Apple. See, very simple way, it is giving real-time information. Exactly, it is giving us real-time information. It is 211.27 USD as of today. Sorry, as of yesterday, July 29th, 4 p.m. EDT, it is giving us, because today's report still, because US time frame, right? So like that, you can able to see the real-time information, and not only fetching this real-time information, it can also generate some reports, real-time reports, and you can download that reports. Export option here. You can share, download, and rewrite. Same like what you can do with ChatGPT, you can do here also. all options are available. This is another wonderful tool you can try out. So if you want more about this tool, we can discuss some other day. So feel free to reach out if at all you require these kind of tools. Like that, we have many such tools available. So we can do productive work by using optimized AI tools in our workplace. So by this, I'm closing my explanation. Thank you so much for attending today's session. I hope you got some knowledge and this today's upskilling session is helpful to you. Thank you one and all for joining here. Thank you, Renu ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tia. Thank you one and all.
Before we totally end the class, I would like to request for everyone to turn on their cameras for one last group picture for this session. Would like to see your beautiful faces. All right. What about the rest, please? Thank you. Anyone else? All right. We have beautiful people in here. Why are you all hiding during the class? All right. Okay, just give me a few seconds, okay? Anyone else? All right. Okay. Give your best smile, everyone. Okay. Thank you so much for attending the class, and we hope to see you with our future classes. You all have a good day. And for everyone who haven't filled up the or filled out the form for your attendance, please do so. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.